Hello, humans. Welcome to Think Share. My name's Zach. Here, bringing to you. I've been thinking about, sharing about, talking about, reading about, listening to. Doesn't belong in math class. If you're new to the channel, I invite you to subscribe. For my colleagues and some of my students and family members, you may know that I recently had knee surgery. So back on March 3rd, I had a basketball injury. I was going up for a layup in traffic, and I'm not. The kid said that I made the layup. I don't know if that actually happened, but went up on my way down. What I think happened was my leg was locked out as I was landing, and the knee just kind of went like that. So it's technically a dislocation. Um, they said that it was actually a subluxation, which means only two of the ligaments in my knee stretched or tore. Hi, Luke. Um, I won't include Aspen in this one. Hi, honey. So yeah, two of the ligaments got messed up. So my ACL is completely torn. And a side note, which is actually the surgery that I got, is a piece of not the kneecap, but the lower bone below it. I don't know my biology here. Actually got chipped. So there's a little piece of bone that was floating around in my very, very swollen knee. And so on Wednesday, I had a surgery to reconnect that piece of bone to my bottom hip labia. So what they did was they call it a dart. So it's like this little screw looking like thing. And they use it to have it grab it's a pretty small piece of bone. So they were nervous about like shattering it. And they said if I was not like hey George, if I was not like a fairly young person, athletic, and really cared about mobility, they probably would have just taken it out. But because I'm younger and an athlete, they wanted to keep it in. So the dart puts in there just like a screw. There's no head to it, so it doesn't. There's nothing popping out above the bone or above where things go. And it is supposed to dissolve into the bone in a couple weeks or months. So the reason it took me so long to get to, hey Dylan, to make this video is the past couple days I've been just struggling to have enough energy to do basic things. So getting to conference calls for work on Thursday and Friday, that took some energy. I've been, I think this is a pretty relevant issue. I know that a lot of people that are addicted to opioids originally started with sports injuries. So I was definitely nervous going into this recovery process of taking opioids. I am currently taking Percocet, which is oxycodone and acetaminophen, or Tylenol, which I guess is a substitute for Percocet. I'm a little confused by it. Either way, I can take those two of those pills every 4 hours, and I try to take one when it's not super painful. First 2 days have definitely been a struggle, and I've wanted to take the two. I was nervous about doing this, but I did ask the doctor to give me some more for over the weekend in case the pain was as bad as it has been. But it definitely helps me kind of make it through the day. And what my days currently look like is wake up, well, during the weekdays anyway, wake up at 7:15, check my emails, and set myself up here on the couch. And so if you'll notice, I have a belt right here, and I use that belt to lift my leg if I need to move it off of the hassock. It's not as simple as you would think to just lift my leg onto the floor. I also have this brace on so that it doesn't bend, because if it bends just a little bit, like there have been moments, I I'm just going to admit this because it's real, is, at one point, I'd been like 4 or 5 hours since I had taken any of the Percocet, and I was in tears, trying to get into bed. So Alyssa helps me. Um, I'm now able to go to the bathroom without needing her. And when I say that, like, I can use the belt to lift my leg up and go to the bathroom. But currently, the main thing that I need her for right now is helping me get in and out of bed, because we're high enough off the ground that it's not as simple as just moving the belt. But Alyssa's been taking really great care of me. I couldn't be more thankful for having her to help me out. But I just wanted to share with you guys a little bit. I think also more for my own, for my future self. I'd love to document the feelings, the emotions that are going on during the COVID crisis, as well as my own little recovery here. But yeah, it's pretty hard to move right now without feeling pain. Before the surgery, I was doing 0.6 mile crutching around the block, and I can put weight on it. They did say I could put weight on it as long as my leg is straight, because apparently it doesn't affect the part that was, it doesn't affect the part of the knee that was, that they added the little dart to. But they do say, well, at least my wife has been telling me, that orthopedic surgery with bones, is typically one of the more painful types of surgeries. So yeah, the ACL surgery will probably come in a month or two, but they didn't want to do the two of them together, because once they've fixed the bone part of it, they don't really want it to move. And if they were to do them at the same time, they would want to rest the bone and have it not move. But right after an ACL surgery, you want to increase your motion until you have full motion back. So the issue would be the recovery from the ACL surgery. You want to be moving it and getting it more mobile, versus the bone surgery, you don't. And so it could create long-term, or at least this would have been told, is that it could create really long-term stiffness that could be an issue. So that's why they recommended to do two surgeries. Also, I didn't know this, but I forget what the word was for it, but something optic surgery. So when they do ACL surgery, they're not really cutting me open. I guess they like poke some holes and have some like cameras and stuff. I don't really get how that works, but apparently this one, they cut me open, didn't drill, but like they fix the bone and then they close me back up, versus I guess the ACL is, they don't really cut you open. They have like, they poke holes in different spots and do stuff. So apparently they're very different. So that's why there's two of them. But yeah, so moving's pretty challenging. So right now my leg is probably, if this is perfectly straight, it's probably like that. But if I go to there, it hurts. And if I go to about there, it hurts. So keeping a very firm grip, but at the same time, not like having the brace so tight that it's cutting off circulation. That's like a fine line. Also, I will say this air cast. So it's a cryo cuff. So this right here is very cold water, and it's specifically for the knee. And that thing up there, that hooks up to this little nozzle. And what it does is it fills it. So Alyssa's just been putting ice into that bucket, and it switches out the water. And it's been really awesome because it applies pressure, and at the same time, it's very cold. So if you have knee surgery and you can ask for a cryo cuff air cast, fantastic for icing. I wish we had started a day or more earlier, but we didn't we didn't have ice. We needed to start making the ice. Torn my ACL and meniscus at the same time. And yeah, thanks for letting me know that, Dylan. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to having to go through this again. I'm hoping I won't, because it won't be bone surgery. It'll be ACL. But yeah, I feel like all the time I hear about people messing up their ACL, and I've never understood the gravity of what it is until I've gone through the surgery process myself. So it's been very humbling hearing about people that have gone through these kind of surgeries, and like how much pain you're in, and how much it sucks going from super able to not able. At the same time, having the opportunity to really be grateful and appreciate a lot of things around me. I really couldn't be in a better spot than to have my wife taking care of me. She's a vet tech, and so she works within the medical field, although not humans. But she's been unbelievable. I wish that she liked live streams, because I would totally have her be on here so I could acknowledge her in front of you guys, because she's the best. Damn, that's hard. Really sorry, but I've got to run. That's okay. Thanks, Libby, for coming on. I got through it and made a good recovery. You can too. Stay strong. Been there. Yeah. I feel like that's it for the most part. I guess I'll share some other things. So to keep myself busy, as I haven't been able to exercise really. A couple days ago before the surgery, I was doing some exercise. Like I was doing what do you call it? The tricep lifts, where like you're going like this, but like on a lower. Dips. I've been doing dips to increase my triceps. I've been wanting to get small weights so I can just go like this and at least work on my upper body. I've been doing some one-legged left side squats. I haven't been doing that because motion is so edgy right now, but I'm hoping in the next couple days or so that I'll be able to do that. I'm looking forward to just being able to work out a tiny bit. I will say one thing I've been getting really good at. So my wife has a Switch, and she lets me play with it. I've been playing Tetris 99, and I thought I was okay at Tetris, but it turns out I'm not even close to good. So I've been learning how to do T-spins, T-spin doubles, T-spin triples, and honestly, I've been smashing some of my scores that I thought previously I was like topping out at. So if you just go to Tetris.com, I had been really stuck at like right around 400, and I think yesterday I scored like 582,000. And then what's the other thing? Oh, and then just in Tetris 99, I've been learning new things like how to. I love Tetris. I wanted to make a whole video about this. I think I might still. It's really good for spatial reasoning. I've realized something about myself is that if I play games that you're building something and you're kind of nurturing over time, here I'm curious what the great news is. That sounds good, Dylan. I'm glad to hear you're working out. What I was going to say, so one of the things that I've recognized about myself in gaming is that if I play games that you nurture and like you're building over time, like Heyday or like franchise mode in Madden, or things that you customize and you build and you accomplish things, you get coins and you spend the coins on building more. Those games are not good for me. Like Heyday. Heyday's, I'm kind of embarrassed to say I've spent some solid amount of time over the summer. One of my students, I was trying to just understand at first why the students like this game, and I got addicted to it for a little bit. Was Wiz Khalifa's Weed Farm. I had a surprisingly amount of fun playing that game. But I've realized that those games are not good for me because I don't necessarily learn any skills. And at that point, if you guys know what sunk cost fallacy is that that starts working against me. So sunk cost fallacy is this idea that If you look at how much time or energy or resources you've spent on something, looking at that expenditure of resources causes you to continue working on something maybe further past when you would have otherwise. So, for example, something that you might know is really not a good choice, mathematically, you could talk more about this. So, if you're waiting for a bus, or you're waiting for, I don't know, say you're waiting for a bus and you're not really sure what the time is. Say you've waited for half an hour, 45 minutes, and you have no new information about whether it's coming soon or not. And you recognize that to get to your destination, it's getting, like, you really need to get to your destination on time. And you know that it would cost a little bit of money to take an Uber or something, but you know you'll get there on time. A lot of people will put a lot of value on the fact that they've waited for the bus. And so they'll end up making a worse decision in terms of getting there on time because they've waited so long for the bus. So in terms of these games that I've spent a lot of time or energy on, I end up continuing to play just because of how much I've already put into them, rather than recognizing this is not good for me. I'm not getting any better. I'm not gaining. I'm not growing. I should probably stop. Versus things like Tetris, it's there. You're not building anything. You're building the skills of playing the game, and you're building what's called, what's the word for it? Spatial reasoning. However, you're not building something, so you don't have that sunk cost fallacy that holds you down, sort of. So I really like playing Tetris because I don't find myself extremely bought into it, and I can put it down. And it's however good you were in your last game. There's badges and there's things you can earn, but I don't find any satisfaction in sending 100,000 lines of junk to the other players. But I do find pride in doing 10 T-spins in one game. So just accomplishing those one-time things, which makes me better as a Tetris player and elevates my spatial reasoning and my thinking and processing speed. But yeah, I'm somewhat obsessed with Tetris, and I don't know how to play one-on-one with people, but if anyone's out there and wants to play me one-on-one in Tetris 99, feel free to put something in the comments or I don't know, send me an email or something. That'd be kind of fun, playing someone personally rather than just a bunch of informal opponents. So my original future plan was joining the Navy, but my vision was bad and I wanted a military police job. So I went down to the Army recruiting office, and now I'm enlisting as a military police. Hero 12. I don't it's Moses. Wait, you went to you're a Robinson student, right? I'm blanking on your last name. I can see your face though. I think curly hair. We did the orange eating challenge together. That Moses. Let me know if that's accurate. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to. The past 2 days has been really a struggle to accomplish a lot. For work, I gotta keep up with my communications, and we're continuing to work on things. We're going to have some new things that the school is rolling out soon, because in Massachusetts, the governor has just told us that we're going to be school closures are going to continue at least till it was May 3rd or 5th or something, so some early time in May at least, which means we're going to be doing we're going to be heading towards, I don't recall. Oh, was Perez. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Congrats, man. I'm glad to hear that. May 4th. Thanks, Dylan. it seems like we're going to be moving more towards curriculum that is actually needs to be delivered rather than enrichment. So I'm preparing for that. I'm learning things so that I can create assignments. Hopefully students will gain things from this. I've been taking these courses from Stack Skills. It's this online Adobe masterclass. So for those that don't know, I no longer teach math, and I've been teaching multimedia. And I don't know if I could even call it expertise, but the majority of my experience in multimedia has been video editing. And so I'm now getting the opportunity to improve my abilities in multimedia by working on design and print rather than just moving images. So what assignment for me? Dylan, my assignments for you are to keep practicing doing what you're doing. FL Studio, make a whole beat. What would be a good challenge is find something that you like and try to replicate it, because you will. So Dylan's one of my students. One of the things that we've been working on is using FL Studio to make instrumentals for hip hop songs, and then using After Effects and Adobe to make visualizers for it. And I'm constantly he's been growing quite the channel. Won't work for me at home. Damn it. Dylan, send me an email, zwatson@valleycollaborative.org. I'll put in the chat. So we can figure out what collab. I always have to sound it out. Collaborative.org. Yeah, Dylan, I need an Apple computer. You don't necessarily need an Apple computer, but talk to me via email, and we will figure out what we can get set up, because we'll figure out how I can coach you through getting some of the software you might want or need, and/or we'll figure out how to get around some of the challenges you might be having. I know Chromebooks can be challenging, but we'll figure out some solutions. But yeah, let's take that conversation offline. Send me an email about that. Figure it out. That's all I got for now. One other not so fun fact about coming out of surgery is all the drugs you got to take. You got to take, well, there's pain meds, there's supplements for, I don't want to gross you guys out. There's some weird things in there that would be weird for me to talk about, so I'm gonna leave that one out. Thank you all for listening. For anyone else that's going through tough times, if you've had surgery recently or if you're in physical pain, I'm there with you. I'm struggling. At the same time, just look for it as an opportunity to be humble and think about the things that you can't do right now that you're normally able to do. And, this really helps me appreciate back in January and February when I was running every couple days. I miss it a lot. I miss being able to be active, and it really helps me appreciate and not take for granted those abilities. So, yeah, let it be humbling for you. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this, go to like. If you have any questions, or if you have any feedback, or want to discuss anything with me, feel free to send me things in the comments or my email. I'll leave my email in the description. Thank you again. If you want more, feel free to subscribe. Stay weird, humans.